We're live.
Live.
We're missing our introduction music, you know?
I know.
Music.
I can't sing, so it's
I can't either.
Yeah.
We're more dancers, Glenna and me.
Yes.
We'll dance anywhere, anytime, to any type of music. We'll even dance without music. But
Totally.
singing, not so much.
Yeah.
So welcome, everyone. Welcome, Glenna. This is Glenna Rice.
And Amy Shine.
And Amy Shine.
And we're going to talk about bodies because it's crazy out there and your body might be able to help you. I don't know.
You're really aware of the crazy.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's how it can help you. I mean, that's one of the ways. It's aware of the crazy and it's not yours.
So
it's talking to you about, it's like, hey, guess this is up. This is up. There's this weird stuff going on in the world. There's attacks in the Capitol. There's a big virus everywhere. I have to tell you about it. I have to tell you about it. And then wait,
1 second. You're telling me my body tells me that the world is crazy?
It can.
Mine
does a lot. Does yours tell you? Yeah.
With you. But like, so tell me, because like I'm like looking at from the eyes of someone listening to this and they don't know, like they've never even heard about their body. They're not even aware that their body tells them things. How for you has your body been showing you, like since like COVID happened, right?
Yeah.
It was interesting actually. So when COVID happened and the whole world kind of went into shutdown, I know a lot of people had a lot of peace and ease, including myself, because the whole world was shut down and everyone was indoors. And for me, it was actually a beautiful time. And I had beautiful like time with my partner and we went on bike rides and it was lovely. And then as the world opened up again, and as then the control came in and the rules and like, you can't do this, you can't do that, you have to get it back, like all this stuff, the more and more I noticed, the more intense it's become.
Yeah, I would agree. Yeah, I remember when, it was really nice when there was no cars on the road. I live here with my youngest child, my youngest daughter, and my mom live in the house with me. And we'd get up every morning and one of us would make breakfast. And what are we going to have for dinner? And there was a lot of peace. There was. And the earth changed so much. I mean, there's such a healing without all the bodies running around doing their thing, doing for the earth to change too. Yeah. And when they started, opening up was so required in so many ways and no one had an answer. I mean, some of the confusion is every government in every state in the whole world doesn't have an answer and is trying things out and they're not working and it's frustrating people and it's not enough for some and it's too much for others. And you're perceiving all of that confusion. And it's like, your body can help you get clear on what's true for you.
How?
Because you can ask it. Like, is this mine? What are you aware of, body? Is this ours or someone else's? Are you showing me something about what's going on? Giving you information. But when you ask it if it's yours, like who does this belong to? And you get that it's not, you get clarity that all of that confusion, all that insanity, all of that fear of the vaccine or the virus or wearing a mask or not wearing a mask or am I going to spread it to someone? Do I have it? All that fear isn't yours, it's other people's, and you get clear for you on what's true for you.
Yeah, and you're actually just perceiving everything. But like you said, like, you know, if you don't ask who does this belong to, or is this even mine, you take it on and you act like all this crazy insanity is yours. But it was so interesting because I just told you before we got on that I've been getting migraines lately. And I got one yesterday, and I've been asking a lot of questions too. Like, we have a migraine process with Access Consciousness, which is great, and that's been helping. And I get there, and also the beautiful thing, but sometimes maybe annoying thing about your body or about asking questions is it's never just one question, right?
No, it's not one question to answer everything, and you're not looking for answers.
And you're not looking for an answer. You're looking for awareness.
Like how does this work? So really early on in March when we first locked down and they were saying don't wear masks, partially because they didn't want everyone like the toilet paper to take every mask away from the medical community that really required them. But I kept getting this energy about masks. I should have a mask. And I went, oh, what is that? Oh, they're actually required. I mean, I worked in hospitals long enough that I know disease. Like, I wouldn't have worked on an open wound with anybody without a mask on. That's just, I'm used to them, used them for years, but they weren't available. So I went online, how do you make masks? And then I had them, and they're actually really, there's a lot of ways to make them really easy in your house.
Yeah.
So I just played around with it, with being creative and all that when we were in lockdown and there was nothing else to do. And now, months later, my son called up and goes, Mom, you knew they were going to require masks. I said, yeah, because that's awareness, and my body was giving it, because I kept thinking and this stuff and remembering times I had worn masks in the past. And I'm like, okay, body, what are you telling me? What are you actually showing me?
Yeah.
And it's not that masks are required. I didn't need a mask to stay safe, but I needed a mask to be able to go shopping with
you
me.
knew. So you're like, it's like your body was already aware of the future that was already in place, and giving you the awareness so you could be almost like prepared, not because it's like we need it or because we're scared, like you said, but really just because here's the future. Do you want to be ready for it? Like, it's coming, you know?
And my mom lives with me. She's 80, and she had a lot of fear come up because they were, people in her generation were dropping dead everywhere. At least that's what we were hearing on the news. And she's like, I don't know if I can go shopping. I don't know if I'm going to. I said, Mom, hold up the mask and ask your body if that will help. And now ask your body if you're going to catch it. Body, are we going to catch COVID if we go shopping right now? And she would go, oh, well, that's so much easier. And her body would say, no, we're not going to catch it. Yes, we need a mask. And she'd put a big smile on her face and run out the door, because she likes to go and do stuff all the time. So she was able to go shopping at all this, grocery shopping and to the hardware store or whatever she would do. And she'd have ease. So this is how your body can help you. You can go into that fear state, like, oh my God, I'm going to catch it. Or, oh my God, someone's not going to let me in a store. Or I don't know, there's so many things out there. Or you can just say, hey, body, are we safe to go out now? Will we catch COVID from anyone? Are we ever going to catch COVID? She won't.
I like that. I love that she asked the question as well. And, Glenna, I'd love to include like the conversation, like we're not going to stay on long today, but also like I really want to include this piece about the earth, because I get that also like a massive part of what's going on too. Like, so there's like all these different like agendas playing out, like you have the agenda of the government, you have the agenda of, the left party, the right party, the vaccine people, like all the mask people, like all of that, right?
Right.
All insanity, like none of it's light, all of it's heavy. And then you have like the earth, and you have this like amazing, incredible, nourishing earth that's here. Yeah. And it got to like really like it got a chance during the lockdown to almost like it had a break from the humans and from everyone, like, like pounding on it every day. It got a break, and it got a chance to, in my world, it got a chance to kind of like revitalize itself or whatever. And also I think it's actually kind of cool that nightclubs and all those crazy like party places aren't open at the moment, because it's giving almost the earth a chance to like purge and cleanse and
generate something new.
Yeah. I also get like that a lot of what like people are like, okay, there's all this crazy and all this insanity, and then there's also the earth, and like when you go out in nature right now, like I don't know about you, but like when I go out in nature right now, like it's like whoa, like the energy there. Like, so, I was saying about the migraine, and I know like there's lots, whatever is going on. And then I was like, okay, today, usually I go to yoga, but I asked some questions, and I was like, no, I'm going to go to the natural preserve near my house. And there's loads of trees there, and it's kind of one of those places where you can get lost in. And I actually did get lost for a few minutes. That's why I was like text her, like I might be a few minutes late. But I got up, like I climbed one of these trees, and I got up and I sat on the tree, and I just set my back against the bark, and then I actually lied down on it, because it was like enough like for me to lie down, and I let my head like kind of melt into it. And it was so amazing to like just notice like the shifts.
Yeah.
My energy and in my body. So what is it like? I wonder what's changing for our bodies with the earth and the communion we can have with the earth right now. And if we actually like had more communion with the earth and less with the insanity of this reality, would it be easier for our bodies?
Well, what do you know? I mean, what you just described, a migraine, and then, I mean, how much was that migraine and awareness of your body saying, I need to go into nature to contribute, to receive, like what contribution are we to the earth and what contribution can we receive with it? I mean, you were there for the tree was there for you. There was a communion going on and your body changed.
Yeah.
Your awareness of this creation that you were calling a migraine, you know, and you know the symptoms of it, and you know what that feels like. How did that change when you actually received maybe what it was asking for?
Yeah.
Like, what is your body asking you to be or do that can help with the crazy? Because migraines are kind of crazy. My daughter's creating them this year for the first time in her life. And it is kind of, they're really can be debilitating. But how can the earth or being with nature or just being that space help change that? And what are our bodies asking for when they're creating this weird stuff right now? What are they showing us? What are they asking us to change? What are they asking us to be?
Yeah. What are they asking us to be is coming up a lot, you know?
Yeah.
Like, and because, you know, we talk and access, like if you come to any body classes, by the way, like Glenn is a 3-day body process facilitator. I didn't even introduce her. And I'm about to become a 3-day body process facilitator. Yeah. Taken many body classes, some with Glenna. I've hosted her. And I mean, we're both lovers of, like, we love these body processes. We love these body classes because we get that, like, it creates such a different energy with your body. And like, it's funny, I was talking to somebody the other day and they were talking about the vaccine to me. And I said, I don't even have a doctor here. Like, I never get sick. Like, I've never been sick. I've never been to the hospital. And he was looking at me kind of shocked. And I'm like, you know, like, that's the reality I've created with my body. And I know it's been true, like, making my body a priority, going to body classes, getting body work, like going out in nature, like listening to my body, hearing what food it wants, hearing like even who it wants to have sex with, who it doesn't want to have sex with, like all of that. And it really gives you a different reality. So you don't have to be at the effect of what's going on around you.
That's the thing. You don't have to be the effect of everything around you. Your body has this amazing wisdom to give you. Like you said, I don't have a doctor either. Last time I went to a doctor is 17 years ago when my daughter was born.
I know, I just think my mother might watch this now someday. She'd be like, what?
No, but I'm saying I wouldn't go to a doctor. Like if it was required, I mean, if I broke my leg or something, I'm certainly not going to do a body process. Well, I would do it first thing, but I'd probably go get a cast too. And a doctor is going to provide that for me. I don't have cast making equipment lying around my house. So but I haven't required it. I have not been sick in 17 years and really very few things show up with my body. And when they do, I usually change them with questions. And the body processes, this body class, well, I've been teaching it for like 11 years. I've done hundreds of the classes. And every one I teach, I get more awareness about my body. So we work together. I create with my body. So if there's something up, it's like, well, body, what is that? What do we need to be to change it? Like go sit on a tree if that's what's.
I love that you say, like, what do we need to be? Because that shows you, like, that shows everyone here who's listening, like, where you actually function with your body and you create with it. Because most people in this reality see their body as like, their body is like this tool or something, you know, like it's almost like a nuisance, you know, like you just kind of have to put up with it. And then when it gets sick, oh, for fuck's sake, like, you know, now I'm going to have to like take time off work or go see a doctor or whatever, rather than
this thing we don't even know anything about. It's like doing things we don't even understand. It's like got a mind of its own in some weird ways. And it doesn't. You are creating with your body. You actually are. Even if you're pretending you're not, it's not true. That's a total lie. You chose the body, you're creating with it and have been as long as you've been together on the planet. And you have an ability to know so much about it and has so much to tell you. And this reality has no interest in that. The medical profession wouldn't exist if we actually all had a communion with our body and we were creating with it. I mean, a lot of the skills and tools they have may be required sometimes, but it would not look like it does now, because it has to be an unawareness of your body to create the dis-ease that takes you into a hospital or creates things. There's a dis-ease from unawareness around your body. And the ease comes when you have more awareness.
I love that meme. The ease. We got a meme.
I need memes.
Yeah. I'll ask Barbara to go back. She'll meme us. you just said ease creates awareness with your body.
Well, the awareness of your body creates the ease.
The awareness of your body creates the ease.
Creates dis-ease. Yeah.
The unawareness with your body creates the disease.
Unawareness. Yeah.
It's so simple.
Yeah.
But it's so profound. Like,
well, the demand this reality has for us to not be aware of our body is almost relentless. So you have to use the tools. You have to choose it. You have to desire that as part of the creation of your life and your reality, the desire to have more awareness of your body. And it can be funky at times.
Yeah.
But really, anytime I've had more awareness, things got easier.
It's this journey of like getting to know your body and communicating with it and asking it questions and receiving the awareness. And as frustrating as it gets sometimes, because you don't really get an answer, and you're back and forth with the like light and heavy and all the different tools that we use. But the rewards for that, like, and what you get as a result, like the joy you get, like the ease, it's like unexplainable. Like you can't even put into words. And I was thinking about this because I was walking in the park and I was coming out and I was like it's interesting how many people like we do both teach these classes. Like we both, like, I know you go to lots of body classes too yourself. I do too. Yeah. Like it's interesting how many people resist taking body classes, resist getting body work, resist their body. But like, actually, if you have the gift of embodiment, you have total freedom. It's like the key to the kingdom.
Your body is a huge key. It's a huge, including it is a huge key on creating a greater life, for creating greater with everything. When I started really creating with my body, when I first heard it, and everything gets easier when you're creating with your body and not against it. Your business gets easier because your body's a part of, especially with us, our bodies are a part of our business. We do body work, dancing, all the things that we love, our bodies are huge parts. But even if you're not doing body work, if you're typing on your computer, your body is typing. If you're texting on your phone, your body, you're creating that with your body. And everything gets easier when you're creating with your body.
Everything gets easier when you're creating with your body. That's what Glenna just said. Everything gets easier when you're creating with your body. But how many of you, because there's people texting in the chat right now, and I can get the energy of their questions. How many of you are doing things every day, like texting, being on the computer, sending your emails, doing things for your job, whatever, eating, drinking, whatever it is? And how many of you are actually doing that? Are you actually including your body in those things?
Yeah. And when we see including is just including of how your body is with that. Like if you're someone that's always walking around with a water bottle, do you ever ask if your body actually wants water? Or do you just have this point of view, you're supposed to drink a certain number of glasses of water because someone told you that?
And this is brilliant because this leads into Barbara's question. Barbara had a question she asked us before we came on around the food, was like that she would ask her body what food it wanted, and it would be the unhealthy one thing. She keeps hearing like burger or like chocolate. And I was looking at it and I was like, but you already have a point of view of what is healthy and what is unhealthy. So if you already have a point of view of what is healthy, that's good. What is unhealthy, that is bad. When you go to ask your body a question of what food it requires or desires, you don't actually get awareness. You just get your point of view.
Yeah. And if your body says, I want a hamburger, and you have a point of view that it's bad, then you just make your body wrong and create against it. What is healthy for your body is what it is asking for. Yeah. That's your healthiest diet. And it will be varied and it will be intriguing.
Again.
And if you play with it, I mean, we're all really good. We're all really good at eating what our body isn't asking for and forcing it to eat food that we think is healthy, even though it's not interested, or forcing it to food that actually is not healthy, that it's not interested. We're really good at that. You don't have to practice that anymore. I like people to practice something brand new, which is really just allow your body to show you and try it.
Yeah. And that was that piece. Thank you. Because that was that next piece. Because I remember where she was. I was there too. I used to have like the food in front of me and do the muscle testing. And I'd be like back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And I'm like, I don't know, is that really awareness or am I tricking myself? Like I used to be such a head trip. And I realized though, instead, if I just had gone, okay, yes, no, yes, try it, order the burger or cook the burger, have a bite out of it, and you'll know when you bite into it. You'll know when you take a couple of bites whether your body really wants it or not. And so then it's also that piece of the willingness to pay for food and not eat it and leave it there.
Yeah, that's a tough one for some people.
Yeah.
I've even had someone that I had to work with that I went out with them and had to help them all the way to the garbage can. They had such a point of view that you couldn't waste food. Yeah.
Yeah. And then also like cook the food at home or whatever, try it, and if you don't like it, you leave it there. Like it's like, or you do like it, or you eat it and you didn't like it and you get the awareness, but like allow yourself to like choose too, right?
Yeah. I had so much fun with this when I first got this tool. I loved being, so I might be a little weird, but I loved being surprised by what my body said when it wasn't my point of view. Like I love when it asked for something that I didn't think I liked. Oh, you really want to eat that? Oh my God. I mean, I'm trying to think of something. I don't know, macaroni and cheese or something that I would have never eaten before out of a box. And
I had a point of view like that. I hated anything spicy like that. But that was a massive point of view. Like I'm Irish. I don't eat anything spicy. And then like, the oysters, like it was Gary actually that changed my reality with it. Cause he started talking at a body class. He was talking about eating oysters and putting the horseradish in with the, the cocktail sauce or whatever. And like it goes down your mouth and it opening up your sinuses. And the whole time I'm like, my husband works at an oyster restaurant. I have oysters whenever I want them. So I was like, let me try it. Like the way Gary talked about it sound pretty epic. And so I did.
Oh, it sounds really good. We have to have oysters when I come out.
We're definitely having oysters.
Yes.
Becky loves the oysters there. We have oysters and champagne. But that's what it is. It's like the oysters with the champagne and the horseradish. And it's more like the experience, Like,
yeah, no. And when you're creating with your body and you're listening to it, and actually when it says, I'd like to have this, when you have it, when you taste it, when you eat it, that's this way it is. That's the way it should be to eat anything or drink anything. It should be a joy of embodiment. Yeah. And you should perceive the joy your body gets from having beautiful food. When you're overeating or eating something you don't like or eating something you think is healthy, your body doesn't actually desire at that point, you don't get that. You're kind of just mechanically chewing and swallowing. It may taste like cardboard. If the food doesn't taste blissful to your body, it may not be required then. Our bodies really don't need to eat very much. And if you're eating what it desires, like I said, that's the healthiest diet you can have.
Glenna, I have to say that was one of the things that changed most for me after the 3-day body class. And I'm aware too, like Barbara is going to come to the 3-day body class. So this is going to change a lot for her too. But it's like that communion I had with my body and the food, like that initial where I taste the food and I know like the minute I taste it, whether it's like lighting me up or whether it's like, like that was so much clearer after the 3-day body class. And also the inability to overeat or like thing that I required a lot less. And it wasn't from like, I need to eat a lot less because I need to eat less. I never had a point of view about my weight. So that was never a thing for me. It was really just like my body was like, no, I'm done.
That easy.
It's
easy. Yeah. And like you mentioned, the body classes help. They help you start to access this. They kind of turn it up and it's 3 days where it's for your body for 3 days. So you can't really go anywhere else and discount it because you're right there in the class. Mm-hmm. And there's so much joy in the class with so many of the bodies. I mean, there's intense stuff and there's intense processes, but there's a lot of joy and there's so much change available. And you come out of the class with more access. That's why Access has this great name, Access Consciousness, because you access the consciousness that's available for you from these workshops. So you have more access to everything we're just talking about, and it becomes more ease for you to have it. If it's something you're choosing. I mean, you don't have to choose more consciousness. You don't have to choose having more awareness with your body. You can keep going along, creating against it, having dis-ease. I mean, if that's really what you want, no one's going to stop you.
Yeah, you can definitely have that if you want. I love it. She said, I have no idea when was the last time I ate something that lit me up.
Yeah. So what would it take?
Mm-hmm.
You could have it today. You could have it in an hour. There's food everywhere. It's not hard to get food. You could have it in an hour.
And ask for it. Like I'll ask, like, what are the foods that will nurture my body? Body, show me. Oh, also, and what are the foods that would be orgasmic for me today?
Yeah, those are great questions.
Yeah.
I mean, my daughter said and she was thin. She didn't need to lose weight, but she said she asked for food asked to eat the food that would make her skinny, and she ate tons.
You gave me that back in like 7 years ago when you came to Ireland. You told us that in class. You know, that stuck with me for years. So then, like, I used it the opposite way because, like, I do a lot of yoga, so I was getting really lean, and I didn't want to be like I wanted. Like, I like having a nice ass, you know, like a shapely ass. So, when I would be eating, I'd ask the food to go to my hips. I'm like, can you just go all to my ass, please?
And did it?
Yeah, I think it did. Yeah.
You have a great ass. I've seen it.
I'd like more ass. I'm asking for more ass.
And that's the kind of stuff you can say, hey, body, can we have a bigger ass?
Yeah.
How would you like our ass to look? And see what its point of view. I mean, if it doesn't want one, then you kind of have to create against it to get it. But you can also just have a conversation. If it says no, say, well, maybe just once in a while when we go out to a club or something, or
can we be more perky?
Yeah. So you're not fighting against it.
Yeah.
Your body. I remember my youngest daughter when she was maybe 12, 13, she said, I want to be 5'7". Now I'm not that tall. And there's a few people in my family that are tall, and I'm like, 5'7", that's an interesting number. You know how tall she is? She's full grown now. She's 17, and she's exactly 5'7". Wow. She asked her body, she said, was with her body, let's create this. Let's be 5'7". And that's it. She is. And she asked for a more bottom, and she has one that's quite lovely. Just quite a lovely body. I shouldn't be talking about my daughter's behind on the thing, but she asked. She grew up with these tools, so it was really easy for her. And her body's like, cool, let's do it.
And I love it. But it can be easy for everyone too. Like, it's because she didn't have a point of view. She wasn't invested in the outcome. She was just like, can we? Like, like your little child, can we do this? Like, like if you talk to your body, like it was, like it was a child, like, do you want to play? Can we be this? Can we change this? From that curiosity and wonder, it becomes easy, right?
Yeah. See, that I love what you said. It's play.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I found when I started asking my body what it would like to eat or what movements it would like to do, or I was playing with my body. It was joyful. It was exciting. It was curious, like a kid.
Yeah. What a weird concept.
Are you willing to play with your body?
Yeah. And everywhere you cut off playing with your body, at whatever age, decided it was wrong or told you were wrong for playing with your body. Woo! Can we just try to pray on that?
Yes, please.
Oh, right, wrong, good, bad, pop, pop, ownership, boys, beyond. That's the access conscious clearing statement for anybody who doesn't know those weird words. You can look it up online. But that's just a way of clearing those insane places where we have, like, maybe when you were 3, you played with your body all the time, and then some parent or teacher came along and said, don't do that. That's wrong. You're a bad girl, or you're dirty, or whatever. Some judgment was projected on you. Or you were told at a certain age, stop being silly, stop being stupid. You need to grow up now. Yeah. And that's when we start cutting off that playfulness we had with our body. And we become the adult or the grown-up or serious.
I remember watching my children when they were in grade school, so under the age of 10. And you drop them off, and they would run to class. They would run, and all the kids would be running, and everyone's like, don't run. But they would run. And then middle school hit, when they hit preteen and teenager years, and they'd be late for class, and I'd be like, run, hurry, run. And they were like, no way am I going to run. I don't do that anymore. I am now a teenager. And they stop running. And all the kids do it. From like in grade school, they all run to their class, and they get to middle school and they walk very serious. And they
right.
Yeah. And you never see adults running anywhere except for maybe in an airport when they're late, unless you have the right clothes on and you can be in a jogging area of the world.
Well, that's funny. That's funny. That's how I see dance, like I'm always like blown up. Like, see, basically I see the world in movement. Like, I would love to live in a planet where we just like moved in oneness and there was no talking required, but right. Someday. So, but like, well,
the lifetime that we did.
Yeah, like in Avatar. And like the movement thing is like, I see people and it's like, they're like walking or like, you know, like that at the airport, like it's, you know, like you do the like the appropriate thing. And I always just like going to burst into a dance in the middle of random places, you know, because I'm like what if you could dance while you're like standing in the queue for the post office? Or like in Ireland, like I used to dance at the bus stops and everything. I would have the music on and I'd just be dancing because I was like, I don't care. Like, I don't care. I get that you're all depressed and you hate your lives and you're waiting for the bus and you're being all serious. I'm just going to be me. And then, and like, it was really cool because it's a great practice in like just having my own reality, even if nobody else is around them. And I've been on the beach where like I've just been dancing on the beach and people walk by and it's so interesting because some people like look at me like I'm insane. And then other people get embarrassed. And then other people actually start moving their bodies in different ways when they see me.
So you're inspiring a different possibility. Yeah. All of it. You're changing. Your body is changing things on the planet when you do that. Yeah. I think you can start doing like creating lots of flash mobs.
Yeah, I love flash mobs. Oh, they get me so excited. I'm not very good at creating like, you know, the choreography, like, you know, it would just be like X-Men flash mobs where we'd be all like.
Right. Now I love the choreography, but I wouldn't be as good at starting the whole mobs thing. So we could maybe create this together.
Oh, we could definitely create it together. I definitely can create the mob and get everyone together. You would have to get us all in unison because you are the synchronized swimmer.
I was, yes.
The synchronized swimmer, people, Olympian.
Yeah, well, junior Olympian, but yes, I was very competitive. They didn't have the Olympics when I was doing it. It started right after it went into it. But I did. But the two winners, the gold medal winner, were on. They were older than me, but they were on the team. The ones that won, and my coach was the Olympic coach for years. So yes, yeah, I was on a good team. It was in my neighborhood. What did I know? I was at the swimming pool as a little girl. My mom said, do you want to take more lessons? Do you want to do diving or do you want to do synchronized swimming? And I was like, I'd been watching these girls. I was like 8 years old. I'm like, I want that. Whatever that is, I want to do that. So what did I know?
Good creation.
Yeah, it was.
Very clever. I love it. Okay, Glenna, I think we have said a lot for today.
Like I said last time we talked, I'm going to have so much fun creating this.
I was like, Glenna, 15, 20 minutes and we're already gone over, but it's all good. Well, thanks everyone for watching. Me and Glenna do have the 3-day body class coming up in Florida. Glenna's going to be in Florida. Glenna's also in California if you want to reach out to her. She's got classes around the world, around the globe, and in America. So, yeah, and if you have any questions about anything we talked about today, just send us a message. We're always happy to talk.
Absolutely.
Bye for now.
Bye.
Thanks for being on.